Hello everyone, welcome in. We're just gearing up here. We have 22 people in here, so thank you so much for joining me. Can I get an audio check from you guys? We always need to start out these live streams just to make sure that you've got music, you've got my voice, and that the music isn't too loud. Yeah, let me know how it is, and we'll get started. Sounds good. You can hear me. I assume you can hear the music too. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss Fairy Violet. Nice to see you. Oh, you guys are amazing. Alright, let's do this. I'm a little bit nervous. I haven't done this for so long. Alright. Hello. It's me. I exist. I'm still alive. It's been a while. Maybe some of you are new watchers. Some of you might have seen my previous streams, and quite a few of you have been waiting for me to make a comeback. I didn't really plan this. I've just been working today, and I did like a little live stream on Facebook just to my friends. You know how on Facebook you can do you can make a room now. So I was doing that and chatting with some friends that I hadn't spoke to for ages, and me and my friend Chris McQuinlan, he's also an artist, we were working together and just chatting and working, and I thought, I think it's time to come back to YouTube and do a live stream. So here we are, completely unplanned. Goose, get back in your bed. Sorry, that's my dog Goose. But yeah, you all made it, so thank you so much for jumping in. I know it's a ridiculous time for everybody else in the rest of the world. For me, it is 7 p.m, so it's not too bad, but thanks for joining me. And I have some things to talk about and show you, so let's have a look. All right. Okay. The stream is definitely lagged, so that's throwing me a little bit. Yes, my dog's name is Goose. It's a weird name, but maybe she can say hello. Come here, Goose. Wait, come here. Come up here. Come on, up. She doesn't want to come up. Oh, there she is. Say hello, Goose. Wait, come back. She's left the building. That's not what she should be doing. Let me just get her back in her bed and we'll continue. Wait, Goose, come back. Come on, we're doing a live stream. She's gonna do her own thing, so we're gonna have to forget about her. Alright, yes, it is cold in Australia, and I'm all the way down the bottom in Tasmania, so it's even colder. But, alright, where do I start? 20 or 30 seconds max, okay. Well, I'm just going to read the text as it appears on my screen. Hopefully it's not too lagged. Okay, so we're going to do some work, obviously, but maybe I should make the announcement. I messaged my friend because he's going to want to know about this. He didn't reply. Oh well. We're just going to have to talk about it anyway. So many comments coming in. Oh my gosh, I can't even keep track. I love you guys. You're amazing. Oh, all right. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get out of Procreate just for a second, and we're going to jump over to this website here. Now, this might not mean much to some of you. To most of you, I don't know. I don't know who's going to really care about this, but for me, it's a big deal, and I'd like to make an announcement. So, some of you will know that I did a board game for Plaid Hat Games called Crystal Clans, and that was a job that lasted about 1.5 years. It was a lot of artwork. It was one of the best jobs I've ever done in my whole career, and I had a great time. So, let's see what we got here. They've got plenty of really cool games. I have not planned this at all. Oh my gosh, it's not even on the website. Okay, well there's Crystal Clans. Let's have a look at that. So this is the game that I did all the artwork for. Oh gosh. It's funny to look at. I don't know why it's not on the website. Never mind. We will just type it in. Type it into Google and see what comes up. Maybe that's not the best website to go to for this announcement. Oh, let's look at this trailer. Surely we can't get in trouble for that. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, I don't think you can hear the sound for this, but my announcement is I am going to be working on the sequel to this game. It is called Summoner Wars. It is Plaid Hat Games' most popular game, I think. It was really, really popular. And yeah, that's my announcement. So this is going to be a really big gig for me. Oh, you could hear it a little bit. Okay, let's do it again. Yeah, it's going to be a really big gig. I don't know a lot of details about the game as such just yet. But I know that the artwork is going to be really cool to do. So it's all character artwork that I'm doing. I would assume over 50 characters all up, probably more. An indefinite amount of character art that I'm going to be doing, so I'm pretty excited about it. So, would you like to see what I've been doing? Thank you so much, guys. I was hoping my friend Leon would be in here because he is a board game fanatic, and his favorite board game, I believe, is Summoner Wars. So he's going to probably lose his pants when he hears about this. Lots of comments coming in. I'm trying to keep up. Yeah, a lot of character creation, which is going to be amazing. So, yeah, I'll show you what I've been doing. I'm not going to show you all of it because I'm going to be posting. That's the other thing I'm going to talk about as well. Is I have been given permission from Plaid Hat Games to share the artwork as it's being created, which is a massive thing for me because with Crystal Clans was a big job. There was a lot of artwork that I made for that. But one of the problems while working on that is I couldn't share any of it while I was doing it. And like I said, it was a job that went for 1.5 years. So a lot of time was spent working on stuff that I could just not show anyone. And that really kind of sucked. But thankfully, we've been given the go-ahead to share this stuff as it's being created. I've been given the go-ahead to do live streams to work on the stuff and share it with you guys. So I'm just over the moon that they're okay with doing that. because it just means that I get to share it with you and we get to go on this journey together. So yeah, so this is what I've been working on. The first faction is called the Fallen Kingdom. I can't talk to you too much about what they are because I'm really on a need to know basis, but I can show you. So let's just jump in here to this one. Actually, we'll open him up. Why not? I think my mother needs to stop messaging me when I'm live streaming, don't you? Let me just message her. Yeah. So this is, what's his name? Dragos? I think his name's Dragos. Dragos. Right. He is a vampire. One of the first vampires in this world. And let's just play a time-lapse replay while I message my mum and tell her not to message me. It's just going to keep popping up. How do I get rid of that? I don't even know how to do that. There we go. Thanks, Mum. Greetings to Mum. Yeah, no, Mum's great. I love Mum. My folks have been very supportive as I go through a bad time, so I appreciate them. But yeah, so this is Dragos. Vampire. The whole faction is basically undead characters, and that's pretty exciting. That's pretty fun to do. One of the other things that's different about this game to Crystal Clans is that with Crystal Clans, each illustration I had to do for the little game cards is they had multiple characters, sometimes up to 4 characters, and the artwork was like really small on the card. So all that detail was just kind of lost, and the artwork took me a long time to do just because there were so many different characters. But with this game, it's all single characters per card, and that just makes my life so much easier, and I get to just focus on one character, and that just makes it more fun, really. Because I'm not trying to cram too much into one little picture. But yes, so that's what I'm doing. I'm pretty stoked about it. They are the best client I have ever worked for. Just no problem whatsoever. And it's getting warm in here, so excuse me while I undress. Yes, Dragos the Vampire Blood Drinker Extraordinaire, that is right. So we'll just speed that up a bit. There you go. Done. That easy. Not really. So there's a few characters I've done already. I won't show all of them because I want to hold off, because I'm going to be posting some stuff on Instagram and Facebook over the next couple of weeks. So I will show you... I'll show you 2 more. We'll go into this guy because I think he's pretty fun. He was really cool to do. If one was a blood drinker, one should do it extraordinaire style. I agree. If you're going to go to that route in life, do it well, I guess. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the light from his eyes would have been... not that one. That one. An add mode. So you've got your layer modes set to add. You can put it to normal. Won't look as cool. Normal. Add. Yeah. I like doing glowy stuff. It's good fun. And I'll show you what, well actually no, I can't show you that one because it has not been approved. So I will show you this guy instead. I can tell you a little bit about this guy, just a teeny bit. Apparently he he approaches his enemies and his barrel is full of explosives and he basically explodes himself. So that's what he does. Okay, so let's just, should we jump into doing some work? What do you think? Or should we hang out for a bit? It's getting really hot in here. Every time I do a live stream, I overheat. I think I better turn my heater down. Yeah, that's on 24. I don't want that. Yeah, that's better. We don't want me to cook. I'm already cooking. I've gone red. Yeah, it's a little bit... I'm not used to live streaming anymore. I've lost my mojo. Terrible. I'm also drinking wine, so that makes me go red too. Anyway. So what I'm working on today is an undead warrior. And I think I've almost finished inking him. I just need to do a few adjustments. So I think in this stream we're going to try and finish this guy and get him fully colored. And I apologize if I'm missing your comments because they're going across the screen really, really quickly. But feel free to just keep repeating your question if you've got them and I'll try and answer them. But yeah. Also, I should mention I have a brand new iPad. iPad Pro 2020, 12.9 inches. And I'm so happy I bought it. Because my old iPad was a iPad Pro first generation, which I bought in 2016. And yeah, it's had its day. It was getting really old and clunky. So it was time for an upgrade. So let's get stuck into it. Blizoria says, "Hi Abel, I love your Kickstarter book I got from you and all the goodies. Love your work." Thank you so much. The case I have for the iPad, I'm not actually sure what it's called. I'm so sorry, I don't know offhand, but it's one of the best cases I could find for doing artwork, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you very well, but it has this go away. It has this system where you can stand it up against itself at any level, which is exactly what you need for doing art. Most cases are not designed for artists, and this one seems to be with us in mind, so that's very helpful. I definitely recommend an iPad, 100%. I would never go back to using a Wacom. It's not going to happen. All right, let's see what we can do here. The only thing I need to do for the inking with this one is I did some chainmail I don't know if it's called chainmail. It's kind of like chainmail on his legs, and I thought that was kind of silly. It's just on his legs, so we can add some up here, just coming underneath the shoulder pad. And please don't judge my armor and costume design. It just looks cool. It's not necessarily functional, and he's a zombie anyway, so let's just go with that. I'm making excuses now, but there are some people out there who get very into the logistics of armor in movies and things like that. Scale mail, that's right. That's what I was thinking of. I feel like you should have some on the other side too. Anyway, I hope you've all been well. It's been such a long time since I've done this. What pencil am I using? That's a really good question, actually. And I will tell you in just a moment. Just get this done first. Right. I'm okay with that. I am using a new brush. Sort of a new brush. It is a modified liquid pencil, which is part of my Able Essentials brush pack. So yeah, I was modifying that. This is the pencil here, and this is the one I'm using to ink with now. So it's fundamentally similar, but I've also made changes so that it works more as an inking brush rather than a pencil brush, so it's darker and more solid. But it still has some of the wet mix qualities, which is really, really kind of weird for me to be inking with. But I really wanted to do something different with the artwork for this game because I'm going to be doing so many characters for so long. I really needed to be very happy with my process and what I was going to be using, because I'm going to be stuck with it for so long. So it took me quite a while to figure out what I was going to do. And I will release this brush in my next brush pack, which could be a while away because I don't have really any other brushes. Well, I do, but nothing concrete just yet. I think somebody said, Mortimer Duncan said, did you miss the announcement? Yes, I think you did. I am working on artwork for this game, if it will load. The sequel to this game, called Summoner Wars. So it's a big deal for me. It's going to be fun. I mostly always have music playing when I draw a taco, and there should be music that you can hear now. I hope. If you can't hear the music, please let me know. Thanks for subscribing, Starlight Tiger. Alina, welcome in. Today I am drawing one of the artworks for the new job that I'm working on, which is a board game called Summoner Wars something. I'm not quite sure exactly what the game's called yet. But yeah, drawing undead zombies. And I think I need to actually, while I'm staring at this, thicken some of this line work up just quickly. But yeah, this pencil is, I don't know, it's just really fun to work with. I've experimented with all sorts of different inking brushes, but they all felt not quite right. I don't know. But I'm pretty happy with this one. So yeah, let's get rid of that. This is the boring part, I'm sorry guys, but it has to be done. I apologize for this every time. But we need to fill this character, so we'll try and get it done as quickly as we can. And I'll answer some questions as we go. What is the specs in your iPad Pro 2020? I don't really know the specs, actually. I'm a bit of a tech noob. I don't really know the technical things. Mortimer asks, what type of music do I listen to? I think. Does the type of music you listen to affect your artwork? I think it probably does. Maybe? I'm not sure. I usually try to kind of match the music to what I'm drawing. So I think it works the other way around, to be honest. So yeah, usually if I'm drawing fantasy stuff, I will put kind of like fantasy folk music on, folk metal sometimes. Yeah, just look up the iPad Pro 2020 12.9, and I think I have 128 gigs of space. That's about the best I can do for you. Now, if you're wondering about the music, I don't have it up on the screen, do I? But we are listening to Adrian, how do you say his name? Adrian von Ziegler. Very popular artist, musician on YouTube as well. I'm hoping I won't get in trouble for playing his music on the stream. I have purchased music from him to put to my videos before, so I think he'll be okay with it. Somebody asks, will you ever do a video on your Procreate settings? If other people are interested as well, I can give you a quick look at what I'm working in. Hands up if you want me to just spend a couple of minutes explaining the canvas and all that. That's true, Violet. I can always do that afterwards. This is very calming music for drawing zombies. Lighting your pipe. Feel free to light your pipe. All hands up. Wow, okay. Jeepers. That's a lot of hands. Alright, let's have a look at my Procreate settings. Let's go to the canvas information. I believe this is kind of A3. I'll have to double check that in a minute. But there you can see we're on 2700 pixels by 3600 pixels and 300 DPI. Because I don't like to work too big anymore. I just find that really annoying because you can just zoom in, and just put too many details in and just get too involved in it. I like things to be small but big enough for publishing. And these illustrations are going to be really small. So if you think about just a general kind of like playing card, I'm assuming they're going to be half the size of that. So these don't need to be massive, but they do need to be big enough that they might want to use them on websites or advertisements, or maybe even the box art as well. Gad Jade asks, is the brush that I'm using in the brush set? It's not. It's one that I've just created about a week ago based on the liquid pencil. So you could probably fiddle with the liquid pencil and try and replicate it, or you could just wait till I give it to you guys, which shouldn't take too long, I hope. Do you guys want to know anything else about it? I guess the color profile, I'm just using sRGB. I probably should be using CMYK, but I hate it. I can't stand CMYK. It just looks so horrid, and honestly, I don't like using CMYK in Procreate because it's a bit crap. So RGB for me, and let the client sort the rest out. I'm sure they can figure it out. It's not a big deal. I wouldn't use what's it called? P3. You can use P3 color, which is, without knowing any technical details about it, it just means that the colors are like super duper duper vibrant, kind of like colors you can only get on a screen. No point doing that because it's going to be printed. So, and video settings, I am on Studio 2K. That's interesting. Well, that's good enough. I think I chose that because putting your video size like maximum will make the file size of the artwork like huge, and that's not really ideal. It's just going to clog up my iPad. So for one-off things, if I need it, I'll do that. But for this job, I've just decided Studio and 2K will be enough. If you'd like to know my total time on this illustration, it's 5 hours and 44 minutes. It seems a bit long, doesn't it? What else? That's about it. All I can tell you there. If we go back out, I believe... I'm not sure. I've just been copying the canvas to work on the next one. So, yeah, I hope that helps. Crazy Monkey has got a good question. What is the first thing I do when making a drawing in terms of pose and detail? Well, you could catch me on a stream when I actually start something, but since I don't know when that's going to be, we may as well go back to the start of this illustration. I was given some reference of the basic pose that they wanted, and like I don't even put the reference on my iPad. I just have it up on the screen and I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, that's what they want, I'll just draw it. So I don't really like study it too much. I just like, okay, guy running basically is what they wanted. So I've done a really loose gestural sketch, I guess you could say, mainly just to get the pose down. You can see here I've drawn it there and then I've liquefied it to push it around a bit. I use liquify a lot, especially in this early stage where the lines don't matter, they're not very good. It's just about getting the general shape and flow of the character. Then I lower the opacity and just start drawing based on that sketch. So that's how it's done, my friends. Everyone's going to be missing the announcement because they're going to come in late now. Where should I don't know what I should do about that, but I guess I'm just going to have to announce it every 10 minutes. I'm doing a game called Summoner Wars for Plaid Hat Games, and it's going to be lots of artwork, and I get to share it with you all along the process, so it's going to be cool for everyone. Alina, can you tell a bit about Let's Draw Fantasy thing? Did you stop drawing it because of the new project you're drawing now? That's a good question. That's a tricky one to answer. I stopped doing it, not really out of choice. I stopped doing it because of a lot of personal things in my life going on. I just mentally could not jump on here and face an audience. So that's basically the reason I stopped. I've not stopped for good. Definitely going to come back to it. I've got another one I need to post actually on Instagram. I might do that tomorrow. But yeah, I plan to finish it. I started the project, I'm going to finish it. I'm determined. I just needed the break, and things have gotten a lot better, so I'm planning on coming back to that very, very soon. This job is not going to be a full-time job. I've talked to the client so that I've got, maybe 2, maybe 3 days of the week where I'm working on this, and I've got the rest of the time to work on things for Patreon, make new videos, maybe do live streams, get back to my Let's Draw Fantasy stuff. So it's going to be good. Add it to the description. I wonder if I can do that. I think I can. Alright, I can do. I'm just gonna edit that now. Thanks, Selena. I'm doing much better now. Eleanor, my friend, welcome in. The stream is back. It's good to be back. I'm going to try and get this zombie finished. Doing the boring bits. Gotta be done. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I know the world is a scary place right now. Things have been ridiculous the past few months. So let me know how you're going in the chat, and I'll try and respond to it. Okay. Going back to my setup, people are asking about my pressure curve. I believe it's just a default pressure curve. Yeah, that's it. Completely straight, standard. And I have a smudge guard on. Yeah, just Google smudge guard and you'll find this. 32 degrees, oh my goodness. Violet, that's too hot for me, thank you very much. But anyway, I was referring to the whole COVID situation. Hopefully that doesn't get me demonetized just by mentioning that. In Tasmania, where I'm from, we're doing really well. I don't think we've had any cases for months. So personally, I'm in the best place I could find myself in, I guess. I was going to be moving back to Melbourne very soon, but unfortunately they have had a bit of an outbreak and things aren't looking good for there, so I'm not going to move back just yet. But that's where all my family is, in Melbourne, and I really need to get back to be around people that care about me. So I'm kind of stuck here at the moment, but like I said, it's not really a bad place to be stuck in because we don't really have a lot of restrictions on what we can do. And I know it's not the same for everybody at the moment, so I really feel for all you guys. All my family and friends back in Melbourne are not doing too good, and all my followers in America, it's just like crazy. What have we got here? More questions. Yeah, Harriet, I'm sorry to hear you're struggling. Like, I think a lot of people are struggling. Like, it's a really hard thing to go through, and who could have predicted that we'd be going through something like this in our lifetimes? You know, we can only hope that things can go back to normal one day. We just have to keep our minds positive and focused on keeping ourselves busy with good stuff, like artwork. Alina, yeah, it really varies from every country. Every country is kind of like tackling this very differently. So I think Europe is having a heat wave at the moment, aren't they? Tammy, thank you so much. It is really good to be back. I'm glad you guys put up with my rambling. We had snow the other day. It was supposed to be a lot of snow, to like 200 meters above sea level or something, 2 or 3. That would have been crazy for this place. That does not happen very often. Unfortunately, it wasn't as good as they were saying. I was expecting snow. I was really excited. So I didn't get snow, but we got it on the mountain. But that's pretty common for winters. But the city that's 2-3 hours away from me, the other city on the island, they got completely snowed down to ground level all through the city, which for a lot of people that's just normal, but for us in Australia that is not normal. So yeah, pretty cool. That's great, Harriet. You know, we've all got to do what we can to help each other out, I think. Yeah, Dancing Drake. As much as I want to be in Melbourne, I just, I can't do that right now. It's not really worth it. Like, it doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Like, to move back and then just be locked down. I can't go anywhere, so... I actually got some good news today that I applied for a rental. Didn't really want to be renting again, but that's a thing. Yeah, I got approved for a rental today. So I'm a little nervous about living by myself, but I'm also really excited because I can stay up and work for as long as I want, which is good. Don't have to put up with anybody else. But it's a really pretty place, and hopefully it still goes ahead. I've just got a couple of questions about the place that need to be answered tomorrow, and then I should be moving in a couple of weeks, or a week and a half. Oh my gosh, what date is it? I could be moving in 8 days. So I look forward to showing you guys my new setup. What did I just do? I left a gap. I'm a little bit concerned though, because there's no internet connection at this property. So I'm gonna have to get a mobile data plan with a little dongle thing. Yeah, I don't know what that's gonna mean for live streams. I'm really worried about that. Because I've obviously want to be doing these again. So I'm going to do as many as I can before I move, because I don't know how the internet's going to be for that. But I suppose if it's bad, I can just focus on making video content and just get more of that out for you instead of live streams. Thanks, Violet. I don't think this house will have a ghost. It's not very old. I don't think anybody's passed away in it, I hope. I'm not scared of the ghosts anyway. Bring them on. I don't mind. I don't mind some paranormal phenomena. Alright, so we got that done finally. Whew. I just need to do a couple of technical, tricky things. Let's see if I can fix this. It's gonna work. Hey, that does work. Alright. Cluey people might know what I just did then, if you're quick about it. Oh my goodness. Mergoparian. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name very well. I did see the explosion, and that was really hard to watch. I can't even imagine what the people of Lebanon are going through, so my condolences to you guys, if anybody is actually affected by that. I would love to draw a ghost, for sure. Siobhan, hello, welcome in. Yeah, I won't have many neighbours though. That's the good thing at this new house. Yeah, I'm not sure how many. A couple. It's an interesting place. I think you're gonna like it. Raymond, yes, I answered your question on Instagram, I think. Yeah, it's meant for black. The inking brushes are designed to be black. Alright, I think I am ready to do some colouring. So for this whole illustration, I'm only going to use 2 brushes, which is the liquid ink, which I obviously did for the line work, or maybe 3 brushes actually. I may have used the liquid pencil just to do the sketch. I've used the liquid ink to ink, and I'm going to use the liquid ink to do all the colouring and the shading and stuff too. So I'm kind of happy with this brush. Will the game have ghosts? I don't know actually. With these kind of jobs, I'm very much on a need-to-know basis, so I don't know any of the other factions that I'm doing yet. I think there's one more that I've had a sneak peek at, but I don't know the rest. So it's going to be a surprise for me too, which is going to be cool. It's a fantasy style game, so you could expect that there might be elves. I'm speculating as much as you guys because I don't know, but if you're curious, maybe check out the Summoner Wars original game, which came out a number of years ago. One can assume it might be similar to that. I don't even know if it's a complete reboot. I don't know why they would reboot it. One can assume it's like new artwork and new factions, but I should probably ask them. But yeah, I know enough to do the work. And I'm sure I'll get information as we go along. The colours I'm going to use are going to be similar to the last guy that I'm not going to show you because he's not been approved. Similar to the other guys, so just this kind of colour palette, reds, greys, browns, kind of creamy yellows and a little bit of blue in there as well. I've got to keep them all consistent because they're all part of the one faction. I feel like, you know, when you pick up one of the cards, you should automatically know that it belongs with the other, you know, belongs with the same faction as the rest. So I think visually it should be, they should all tie in together. I think we lost our music. No, it's just quiet. Let's put this one on. Fenris asks, are you using your mask to colour in the drawing? I'm not actually, I'm just colouring it in by hand, which is not the most effective way to do it, but it's more enjoyable to me than using... The fill tool is not going to work for me because of my line work, because of the types of brushes that I use. They're not like super duper crisp. They have texture to them, and I tend to leave gaps in the line work, so that doesn't work. So I can't use the fill tool. I can use the selection tool. Oops. But I just like, it's quicker. I just find it tedious, and I don't like using it. And then you go here and you click fill. So yeah, that's quicker, but it's not fun. I don't like things that aren't fun. It's alright, we'll use it now because maybe it'll speed this process up a little bit. Save you guys the pain of watching me do this boring stuff. What colour will the zombie skin be? Good question. Good question. I believe... I don't know, we'll just have to figure it out, I think. Yeah, maybe that colour. I might just do a base colour and then add some variation to it. Really dark green. Yeah, possibly. Alina, the time is 8:12 p.m. So hopefully I can finish this before 10 p.m. maybe, and then go to bed. I don't stay up very late these days. It is so much quicker to do the selections. I do have a question for you guys. Would you prefer to watch a screen recording like you're watching now, or would you prefer to have, like, me to put this camera directly on top so that you could see my hand do the stuff? I'm curious on that. I haven't actually tried hooking up that camera to do that yet, but I do plan on seeing what that is like. Yeah, I think a little bit more green. Maybe purple. Purple. This could look wrong. He definitely needs purple around his eyes. I'm not 100% convinced on what I'm doing, but we're experimenting. He definitely needs some kind of like fleshy tones. Like in here and whatnot. Uranium TX asks, he needs some advice, he or she. What can I do when I feel sad and feel like never drawing again? Thanks and beautiful drawing. Thank you. I assume you mean like sad because you're not happy with what you're drawing? Or maybe you just mean sad for other reasons. That happens to me too. It's a tough one. Like, it is really hard when your feelings get in the way of you enjoying what you usually enjoy. It's hard to know how to respond to that. I'd say just give yourself some time. It's okay to take a break. You know, it's not a bad thing. Well, it is a bad thing, but it's not. What am I trying to say? It's okay to take a break. Like, you don't have to always be 100%. You know, take a break, even if it's for a couple of days, even if it's for a week. Take a break and come back to it. You know, hopefully that feeling will pass, and then you'll be able to enjoy your work again. Welcome back, Violet. Did I miss any more questions? Do you have to replace the pencil tip quite often? Not really, no. I've only ever had to do that once with my previous pen, which I was using for 3 or 4 years. Yeah, okay, I think people generally prefer just seeing the screen, so that's okay. That makes it easier for me. Ooh, I missed some clothes there. Alright, I'm going to leave it for that for now. I might change the skin later. But I feel like we just need to kind of move this along a little bit. Let's get this sword in here. So I'd like to do more live streams while working on this stuff. I think that could be fun. I'm gonna have to double check with the client just to make sure that I can stream the initial sketch, like just like starting one of these from the very beginning, so that you can see, maybe so that you can see kind of like the reference that I've been given, and you can see how I take it from that and what I show the client. I think that could be kind of interesting for you guys. But I need to get their approval for that first. Oops. Uranium used to break drawings. When I was a young lad, I used to get very angry at my drawing too. Violet, I definitely prefer YouTube because I feel like I've already got an audience on YouTube, so I tend to get more people come into the stream, which is nice. What was that? Ah, welcome, Jono. Twitch is cool too, though. I'm still undecided which one I'm going to fully dedicate to, but it seems like I'm doing more YouTube than Twitch. So I'm just making up these colors as I go along, but I might change them. We'll see. Violet says, I bought a little sketch day book and I'm doing small scribbles again, and on days when it is just too hard, I just make a doodle. It sounds stupid, but doing makes it better. Yeah, that's a good point, Violet. Sometimes we just put too much pressure on ourselves just to create whatever we've set ourselves to create. But if it's just too hard, like just drawing a little sketch, like really small, just anything, and finishing it and being happy with that, that can change your whole day. So yeah, Twitch might be a lot better for communicating and the chat, and moderating the chat as well. I am not moderating my chat. I can't do both. So apologies if I miss anything that should be moderated. Thanks, Jono. Yeah, accomplishing Violet is exactly right. Like, just accomplishing something can really just change your mood. So even if it's just something really, really little and completely different to what you were having trouble with, yeah, that can change everything. I don't know what colour to do these weird leg things. Let me have a look at the other stuff. Probably silver. Oops. Probably do the bone colour. But yeah, I definitely want to get back to the Let's Draw Fantasy project. I have no idea what's next, and I'm really curious. Very, very curious. So I need to look it up right now. I can't remember my own list. It's terrible. Okay, I'm just looking on Instagram now. Number 8 was a drunk wizard. We did that. Number 9 was an ogre cooking. I did that. Number 10 was a fawn drinking tea. I did that. Number 11 is a dark queen necromancer, and I have done that. I just haven't posted it to you. So I'm going to post that tomorrow. And number 12 is cute mushroom kids. That sounds like a fun one to stream, doesn't it? So cute mushroom kids. Then a magic mystical sword. Sounds like a simple one. A fairy relaxing in a mug of ale. And then an angry giant. I've been waiting for the angry giant. Do I even have it in here? I don't know if I do. Yes, I do. I've been waiting for the angry giant. Because he is going in the back here. He's this guy. So he's going to be huge. He's going to be one of the main focal points in this chaos that I call a drawing. But yeah, I think he's going to be really fun. So I should really get back to it, shouldn't I? You know, I don't have that much more to go until I get to him. Cute Mushroom Kids, Magic Sword, Fairy in a Mug of Ale, and then Angry Giant. And then there is like 15 more to go. I don't know how I'm going to fit another 15, 20 characters in here. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't mind relaxing in a Mug of Ale either. Did you really, Alina? That's cool. I've really loved and appreciated that people have been continuing with the prompt list, even though I've been missing in action. I have been watching. I do need to jump in there and have another look, because I haven't looked in a couple of days or a week or something. Fenris asks, "Hey Martin, where did you buy your art bag? The one you used in the botanical garden video the other day." Good question. I didn't buy it because I did some work for the company. So I did some work for them and they paid me in a bag. So that was nice. When was it? You're testing my memory. I feel like it was a couple of years ago. I took it to England in 2018. So it could have been 2018. Let's go with that. No, I won't be selling printouts of this artwork because it's for the game job that I've got. So they'll be printing it on little cards. Maybe I can convince them, once we're finished, we could make an official art book. I think that'd be really cool. I spoke to them about doing that for Crystal Clans, because there was a lot of artwork for Crystal Clans, but that kind of just got forgotten about, so maybe for this game we'll try and do it. I think it'd be cool. Alright, what am I doing? Getting this finished. We're almost there with the colors, and then we can start doing some other stuff. Alright, I'm just going to do some final color adjustments. No, I'm not. I'm going to not forget about his sword. So I'm not going to do gold because there's been no gold in this faction whatsoever, so I think I'm going to have to just go with like silver or something. Now I'm going to do some adjustments just to see if we can make this look a bit better. I don't think I missed any questions. Oh, Shakid says, do you save all your drawings on the iCloud? I don't actually, because my iCloud is full and I haven't fixed it. I know it's terrible. I'm terrible with iCloud. I actually use Dropbox mostly because I pay for a subscription. So anyway, what am I doing? That's right. Welcome, Wiglord. Cool name. Just doing that. I feel like the levels are all wrong. Maybe I can just check out what it looks like in grayscale somehow. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe this could be darker for sure. Better. I think it's probably fine. What do we think about the skin though? Are we happy with that? I think darker actually looks better. I think it was just a bit too bright. Yeah. Thanks, Tammy. Yeah, I started doing that the other day. I thought it was nice because I'm not drawing any backgrounds or anything, so I felt like it just needed something. I might just add a quick shadow in at the bottom here. I don't think I really need a shadow, to be honest, because I don't know if it's going to end up in the final, but I feel like it needs it. Let's just erase this a little bit. Erase this background. There. Thanks, Wick. Welcome in. Yeah, this is Procreate, the best painting app for the iPad. So I'm pretty happy with this for the moment. I think we're just gonna get into changing these Lineart colors. Oops. Oh, I forgot to colour some of his brain up here. I'll come back to that in a minute. And his neck there as well. I should probably just uninstall Facebook from my iPad. Just keeps popping up, doesn't it? It's a bit awkward. I'm gonna do that right now. Let's do it. Deleting you, Facebook. Go away. There we go. Done. No more Facebook for us. Yeah, you should check it out, Wiglord. If you're on the fence about it, I would go into an Apple store, and I'm pretty sure all the iPads have a copy of Procreate on there that you can play with. So definitely advise that. Definitely need to change some of these colors right now. So I wanted a bit of bone sticking out here. And a bit of bone here. Does it really have a do not disturb mode? I should know this by now, shouldn't I? There's not a button on the side, is there? It's probably in the thing. It's that one, isn't it? It's that one. I don't think you can see that on screen. I don't know. It's fixed now. It's okay, I can always re-download Facebook if I need to. I think what we'll do is... How long have you been streaming for? Do we know? I don't know how long. It doesn't tell me. Oh yes it does. An hour and 30 minutes. I think I'm gonna finish the line colours here and then pause and go get a cup of coffee and just have a little bit of a break, walk around, move the legs a bit and then I'll come back and we'll finish up. We'll do like final renderings and glows. I don't know if there's going to be any glows in this one. I can't remember if there's supposed to be fire, because most of them have fire, some sort of fire happening. As you can see with the vampire, he's got some fiery eyeballs. This guy has a lot of fire. That guy has fire. They all have fire. So I better check my brief. Although realistically, is there... There's no fire in the sketch, so... But I will double check. Yeah, so we'll just finish the lines and then we'll have a break. My dog, that's a good question. I should probably check on the dog, hey. I think maybe somebody came home. Let me double check. Goose. Goose. I assume she's inside. She's fine. She can't get out of the garden anyway, so she'll be fine. Thanks for the reminder, though. I'm like, oh, she's not there, is she? Usually she's in here all day and she's just so quiet you don't hear her at all. Burn marks. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Maybe like some parts of him are on fire a little bit. That could work. I don't think that was part of the brief, but maybe just like a little bit, because I feel like he needs some sort of fire to tie in with all the rest. Yeah, the scarf, the clothing could be on fire for sure. I think that chainmail, that scale mail I should say, maybe should be darker. Where's the one on his arms gone? That's part of it. My layers are all over the place. Yeah, that seems a bit better. And the other one. Sometimes it's just quicker to use the lasso tool and grab the lines that you want and then just fill them that way, which I might do with this as well. It needs to be a little bit darker. A fire sword. A fire sword would be very cool, but I think that might be a bit too drastic for what the client has asked for. So because they didn't specifically mention that, I probably shouldn't do anything too drastic. So we'll keep it minimal. But it is a cool idea though. If it was up to me, a fire sword I think actually would. Maybe we can put a little bit on there, because that would really make his sword pop out a little bit. Oh crap. Actually, that should be a different color. I think it should be this color. Fire inside the mouth could work too. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what we can do. I'm just gonna get these lines done first. Am I missing anything? Yes, I am. I try not to go too crazy with changing the line colors because it just does take a lot of time. But I think it's worth it. You know, it just makes it easier to look at. But personally, I choose to keep the line black on the outside of the character. It just makes them stand out more. But there are exceptions to that rule for some objects. But, you know, I could do that with his skin like that. I mean, it does look really cool. I do like it, but we're not going to do that. We're going to keep the black outline. We're almost there, I think. We just need some dark grey in here. Or maybe even that could be the exception. Maybe that can be... Usually like really reflective material or silver or gold or whatever, or glass, things like that, I will usually change all of the lines. Well, his sword kind of stands out a bit too much now. Let's just blend it a little bit. Yeah, I kind of like that. So, let's just do one more thing and then we're going to take a break. We'll try and figure out where I'm going to put this fire. Just kind of, it's not going to look any good at the moment, but... actually what I might do is just... darken all that for a minute because it'll be easier to see. Oops. Well, let's start with what I actually do know. I feel like some of his clothes should be on fire. Yeah, maybe just kind of keeping it a little bit minimal. I'm kind of thinking like as if he's run through a flaming battlefield and parts of him have sort of caught on fire, but he doesn't have any like fire powers himself, because it hasn't been described in my brief that he does have any sort of fire powers. I think he's just he's a bit of a grunt kind of soldier zombie. Although I do think it doesn't really make sense, but if I can put a bit of flame on here, it would definitely make this sword pop a little bit. I'm not sure I'm convinced on that, but we'll leave it for now. Too much? This definitely needs to be on fire. think that might do. And I can do a couple of little glows around those little flames. Alright, have I missed any questions? Let's just have a quick look. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to play the time-lapse replay for you. Scrolling up. Fairy Violet says, I'll be lurking a bit while making lunch and giving my parrot boy some attention. Thanks for coming in, Violet. I appreciate it. Oh, that's right. She's from the Netherlands. Very cool. Wiglord was going to ask about which lines to leave black and which you shade. Do you always favour interior being softer? Yeah, I definitely always favour... Not always, but mostly. I think I covered that enough. Caddy Haven, nice to see you. Do you do collaborations with other artists? It would be cool to try. Generally, no, I don't. But that's not really a particular choice. It's just it hasn't really come up. It did come up with someone I worked with. Will Robinson is the in-house artist at Procreate headquarters. We talked about doing a collaboration, and unfortunately, never happened. I think we were just all busy. Maybe I should hit him up if he's still keen to do a collab. I think that would be really fun because he's a brilliant artist, and that would be really interesting. Yeah, I'm down for collaborations, but it really has to be with someone that their work excites me, obviously, because I've got lots of things to do, so it's got to be worthwhile. But I am interested in doing that. Sasha says, can you say who or what this is for? Yes, I can say this is for Plaid Hat Games. Are doing a new board game. Well, they're relaunching an old board game called Summoner Wars. I think a lot of people are going to be very excited about this because it was a very popular game. Hopefully they're going to like my artwork, because my artwork is a little bit different from the original game. But I'm putting my all into this, and I'm trying not to skimp on any artwork. Some of the things I look back on Crystal Clans, I'm like, yeah, I can tell that I was rushing that one, and I don't want to feel like that with this. I want to feel happy with every character I do, so yeah, hope they like it. What else? Yeah, everybody's in all over the world, which is really cool to see, and we're all in different time zones, so it's 9:00 p.m. for me. Sorry, I'm still scrolling. I'm almost there. Yeah, showering on the clothes is definitely... I definitely should do that. If I forget, please remind me. Fenris. Yeah, the lines are alpha locked. That's how we can paint just on the lines. So I may as well just show you that now. Come back. So what you can do is, we'll just get rid of that. You just 2-finger swipe on the layer, and it's gone back to normal now, but if I do it again, it will alpha lock it. So now you can only draw and paint on those lines or whatever is on the layer. So yeah, I will come back. We were going to have a short break, and we're going to finish this up and hopefully get it done within an hour. But like I said, I don't want to rush these, so if we don't get it done, that's fine. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the stream so far, guys. I really appreciate all of you amazing 122 people for coming in and hanging out with me. It's been a while, and I really hope I can do more of these. But yes, it's coffee time. And now I really wish I finished that little coffee animation that I was going to do. But I don't have it available. Yeah, alright. I'm going to be right back. So, love you guys, and I will see you very soon. Alright, folks. I am back. Thanks for waiting around for me. There we go. Oh, my glasses are fogging up. That's not good. I can confirm that Goose the dog is inside the house. She's doing just fine. Excuse me. Alright. I got my glasses, I got my coffee. We should be good to go. Alright, you all still with me? What kind of coffee? It's just instant coffee. So, you can judge me if you want. But, I like good coffee. But I also like very average instant coffee too. It's just easy. And I don't have a good coffee machine, so... What animators inspired me? I wouldn't say any animators specifically inspired me. Illustrators, artists, comic book artists. I drink way too much coffee. Way too much. My advice is don't start drinking coffee because you'll never stop. He knew it was instant. Yeah, well. Ah, really, Evelyn? Okay. I don't mind it. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with a bit of blend 24. If that's what it is, 24? I don't know. Where do I stay? What do you mean, where do I stay? If you mean where do I live in Tasmania, Australia. For the moment. For the next 6 months. And then we'll see where I can live. Did you miss the stream? I can't read some people's names. It's too much for my brain. I'm sorry. You missed half of the stream, but there's still another half to go. So we're going to get into it in a minute. Alex Hard Raw. How did you find your style? I found my style from being influenced by comic books when I was a teenager, and some webcomics and things like that. Just following artists that I admired and being influenced by them, and just drawing for a long time. Eventually, you find your own style. Sean O'Brien, your house is freaking awesome. Thank you. This is a lovely house. It is a beautiful little cottage house. But I will be moving, so this will no longer be my studio very soon. And I'm going to be very, very sad to leave this beautiful environment. But all things eventually do come to an end, unfortunately. I'm sure, I'm going to be doing this for a long, long time, as long as I can survive, and there will be better studios in the future, so I'm not going to try and be too upset about it. Boldplay asks, how is the COVID situation there in Australia? Compared to other countries, it's pretty good, I suppose, but currently, well, in our perspective, it's not good at the moment. There's one state in particular, Victoria, which is not doing good at all, which is where my family and most of my friends are, and they are on completely full lockdown. So mandatory mask wearing outside, and yeah, like I said, full lockdown, so they can't go out unless it's for an essential reason. I think you can grocery shop once a day, but one person only. You can have an hour of exercise, I think, with a maximum of 2 people from your household. So yeah, it's pretty full on there. But where I'm living, we have, I don't know, maybe we do have restrictions, but I don't think they're not extreme. We can pretty much go wherever. I was at a cafe to get takeaway the other week, and they had a maximum of 40 people on the sign, and it was a very small cafe, and it was packed. I did not hang around. I just grabbed my stuff and left. Overkill Joe, do you know comic artist J. Scott Campbell? Yes, I do. He was one of my main influences growing up. I've had the pleasure of meeting him a few times, which was like a little fanboy dream come true kind of thing. He even followed me on Instagram and Facebook and all that. That was, commented on my stuff a few years ago. He hasn't commented on anything since then, but that was like a total praise moment. What tablet do I use? Asks Sean O'Brien. I'm using an iPad Pro 2020. Morton asks, do you know the Fable game series? I think your art would be perfect for a comic based on that world. Oh my god. Now that would be really cool, because I have played Fable. Fable 2 and 3? It's been a long time. I can't really remember what they're up to. They're going to do a new one though, aren't they? So that should be very, very interesting. And yes, the visual art style of that game was really cool, because yeah, maybe it would fit with me, because it's fantasy, but it's also kind of comical as well. Like, it's got a very light-hearted feel to it, which is sort of how my work is, I guess. Andre Dion says, new chair. Yes, it's a new chair. Sort of new. I got it a few months ago. I've been through so many different chairs in my lifetime, and I'm glad I bought this one, because back support is very important. John RC would love to see you do a Rosetta homage with your style. That'd be cool. I know of Rosetta. I'm not like fully knowledgeable about his body of work, so I would have to look into that a bit more. Oh, and Evelyn, yes. Evelyn says within 5 kilometers, and that is one of the other restrictions. Is for Victorians, they can't go anywhere past 5 kilometers from their house. It's ridiculous. I video called my parents the other day, and it was the first. They were going for a walk when I video called them, and they were wearing their masks, and that's the first time I've seen them wear masks, and it was just weird. Like, it kind of just hit me then, like, for them, like, life is definitely not normal. And that made me a little bit sad for them. Sean O'Brien asks, do you have any other hobbies? I've been really getting into video editing. I really, really enjoy making videos. And that's one of the reasons why I bought this new camera, which is a GoPro, which I'm using as a webcam at the moment, but I recently uploaded a video to YouTube of me going to the botanical gardens and doing some drawing out in the park. And while, it was just a silly little video, it's a precursor to something much bigger that I want to do, and that is going out into the world to really cool places and documenting where I go, giving you a bit of interesting information about like the cool places that I'm visiting, but also sitting there and drawing what I'm seeing, and a bit from imagination as well. So, for example, if I was to travel to Scotland again, which I would love to do, I would love to pick a castle, document my travels to get there, tell you some really interesting info that I could find out about the place, and and then stand there and do some artwork and record the whole process. And yeah, that's kind of what I want to do, because I really like to get out into the world and experience places of history and find the magic in the world and make videos on that. So that's what I'm really into at the moment, is just editing footage, and there's just something really fun about it. Apart from that, I don't really do much else except for like play games and read books. What does your warm-up look like for a typical day? I'm not in the habit of doing warm-ups at the moment, but I should, because it's a good habit to get into. So at the moment, I don't have a very great routine at the moment, but I'm going to be getting back into, once I move house, I'm going to try and get back into a good routine of just doing some free drawing before I start my day. And that will be really good to do. And exercise too. I want to get out and work off the dad bod that you can't see at the moment, thankfully. Good morning, Mitchell. Welcome in. Welcome in, Spotix. Yeah, Scotland is definitely a place I want to get back to, and just England as well, and America I would love to one day, when it's not so crazy at the moment. But yeah, I'm just going to turn my heater off because it's really hot. I don't think I need that on. Would I recommend moving to Tasmania? Asked Alan. It really depends what you're after out of life, I guess, because it is a much smaller place. We only have a population of about 500,000 people on the whole island. And maybe I shouldn't chew gum on stream. That could be annoying. It's probably not a good idea. Bold Play says, do you consider Procreate as the best drawing application ever till date? I think I would. Yeah, I think I would. I mean, I've had way more fun in Procreate than I have in Photoshop, and I used Photoshop for 10 plus years to make artwork, so yeah, I think I can say that. iPad Pro is way better for what I do. I personally like it better. But yeah, for Tasmania, yeah, it's just a much smaller place. It's a lot slower, but it's very pretty, and I love it here. So I'm actually going to put this chewy away because it's probably not appropriate to be chewing gum. I'm such a professional. We'll take one more question, then we'll get back to drawing. Clickbait asks, how do you get a job doing this? I really want to do art, but worry about money. Yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough. I've been pretty lucky ever since I started. So I started my illustration business in 2003. And yeah, I was pretty lucky because I landed some gigs. Not straight away, but pretty soon. So I worked for magazines, mostly back then. And then I did some comic book stuff, and then I did a whole lot of weird stuff that I didn't enjoy. So I feel like I've paid my dues in doing a lot of jobs that I didn't like, and I do believe that a lot of people kind of have to do that and have to go through that process. And then eventually, you know, once you build up a portfolio of really good stuff, hopefully the jobs get better as you go along. I've also been lucky enough to kind of, without trying to sound egotistical, like gaining a following on social media has been really important for me, because it's allowed me to earn a living through Patreon, kind of just drawing whatever I want. And so I've, in the past 5 or 6 years, I've kind of had the ability to dwindle down the client work that I didn't enjoy and kind of just focus on exploring cool things that I find interesting. That, I don't know if that helps you like get into what you want to do. All I can say is just like work on a great portfolio, and then get it online and contact as many places as you can to try and get work that you're interested in. Yeah, that's my advice. But we should probably get back to drawing now, because that's what you're here for. So there is another question. Oh, Erica, thanks. Welcome in. John RC, welcome in. Good warm-up you can do is The Witcher artwork. Yeah, I would love to do some Witcher artwork. I'm a big fan of The Witcher, so that'd be cool. Yeah, the iPad Tech Tickler is expensive, but it's definitely worth it, because you can take it anywhere you want and you can work everywhere, so it's a no-brainer. It's pretty cool. Erica has 2 questions for me. We're going to dwindle down these questions in a minute, but I don't want to miss them. So, yeah, Erica has 2 questions. Well, number 1 is, what is your educational background? We'll start with that one. I didn't finish high school. I got kicked out, and then I had to get my high school diploma at a community college kind of thing, because my parents made sure I actually did that. And then I did a 2-year illustration course at the college as well, which was pretty cool, but 2 years is not very long, to be honest. I think it would have been much better if it was like 4 years or something. But yeah, that's it. The rest is all, I'm pretty much all self-taught. I mean, college didn't teach me how to do what I'm doing now at all, really. But it was a good experience. Your second part of your question is, what is the best part of being an artist? For me, it's just like having the freedom to do what I love and somehow surviving while doing it. That's probably not the best part. The best part is probably just being able to be creative. And yeah, it's a hard question. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one and get back to you. I don't really like contemplate what I do very much, so. Okay, last question. Visual craft design, how did you find a lot of your early work? Did you approach them, or did they reach out to you? Okay, that's a good question. I reached out to them. So as soon as I finished college, when you did this course, you come out with a portfolio. I wasn't happy with any of my work that I did in college, so I spent probably 4 or 5 months kind of just redoing my whole portfolio, just drawing things that I liked. Put a lot of effort in, had a lot of fun with it, and then made a website, put it all up there. This was before social media as well. There was no Facebook, no Instagram. I don't think there was even YouTube, maybe, in 2003. Not sure. There might have been MySpace, and that was about it. So yeah, it was more about like having a website portfolio, and then I would just basically email magazines. I've told this story many times before, but yeah, I'd go into a newsagent's, see a few magazines that I could kind of see my artwork maybe working for, like video game magazines and stuff like that. And in there you can usually find like an art director and an email address. So I would just email heaps of places, and eventually I got one of my first gigs was for Official Xbox magazine. It's pretty unbelievable that they actually took a chance on little old me from Australia way back then, and I don't think my work was that good, to be honest, but they seemed to like it. So yeah, that was one of the really fun gigs I've done. I really enjoyed working for them. But yeah, so just get your stuff out there as much as you can, and hopefully there'll just be one or two people that might take a chance on you. And once you've done one job, you can then add that to your portfolio, and potential clients can see that you've worked for this other client, so everything you do is just more ammunition to get further work. Welcome in, Cell Strawberry. Excuse me. All right, we're going to get started on some work, and I will try and answer some questions as I look up. Okay, so let's do some rendering. I guess I could talk about my process while I'm doing this. So for all my shadows, the quickest and easiest way for me to do this is just to make a new layer on top of everything. I use a clipping mask, and you'll notice in my layers that everything is a clipping mask by this little arrow on the left of the thumbnail. If I scroll down here, everything is clipped all to this layer here, which is the entire silhouette of the character. Even the lines are within that silhouette. So if I turn that off, everything turns off except for the flames. And that's important for me because I can then make my multiplier layer on the top of everything, and you'll see what happens when I just do this like that, for instance. So it just covers everything, and the important thing is it covers my lines as well, because my lines are colored. You don't want to do that, like, for example, say underneath, because then you'll see the line color is not adjusted by the shadow. So you really want to have that. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. You really want to have that on the top of everything. This is just how I do it anyway. And I usually just grab like a purpley kind of color, grey purple, and chuck the opacity down to 66%. And then I got to think about light sources. I'm not going to do anything too drastic here, so just kind of like top down. That's pretty standard, really. I should try and do some more interesting light sources eventually. Why is my pen doing this? It's so annoying. I'm having some trouble with my iPad. I have praised the iPad, it's very good, but that's because my brush size is... User error, ignore me. Caddy Haven says, I remember that get to know your artwork through Sims game. I don't remember Sims 2 or Sims 3, but someone did a mod for Sims where you could draw your artwork. That was the time with no Instagram. Ah, yeah, you could put your artwork in that game, couldn't you? That's pretty cool. Yeah, my pen is not working. There we go. That is something I'm going to have to talk to Procreate about because it's super annoying. What happens is I'll be drawing a line and it will just go into tilt mode. Oh, who's that? Who dat? Mihaela Marin just subscribed. Thank you. Yeah, it'll just like spaz out all the time. It's very frustrating. I didn't really have that problem too much on my old iPad, so I'm not quite sure what the problem is. I think other people have been having the same problem, so it could be Apple's fault, it could be Procreate's fault. I don't know. Who dat? Gomrund, welcome. I love hearing that noise. It's great. Oops. It's doing it again. So frustrating. So this is one of my favorite parts of drawing. It's just popping in these shadows. Kind of just makes everything come to life. This is so bad right now. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know if you guys can tell when it happens, but it's very annoying. I really like this brush as well because when I shade on the side, it comes out with this really cool texture. It's subtle, but it is there. If I can zoom in here, you can see that texture there. It's quite nice. This is more fitting music for this dude, isn't it? Ooh, Gustavo Henrique has a very good question. He says, do you use a paper like on the screen? Do you like it? Doesn't make the screen look too grainy. So for those that don't know, Paperlike is a company that makes a screen protector for the iPad. But it's not just a screen protector, it's kind of a special one that has a texture to it that feels like paper. So if you've ever used an iPad and you've used it to draw on, the iPad is just plain glass. So it's really, to me, it feels very unnatural because it's just like you know, you're using plastic on glass, and it just doesn't feel right. Because even a Wacom Cintiq is not just glass. Like it has a bit of a texture to it, so it doesn't feel so weird. Yeah, that's what the Paperlike does, and I love it. I just got mine a few weeks ago to put on this new iPad, and it's made it so much better. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. It is a bit grainier, but to be honest, I don't notice it anymore. Like when you first put it on, you'll probably notice a difference. It does have a bit of a grainy texture that goes over the screen, but I just don't see it anymore. So for me, it's not a problem. And just the feeling of it is so much better. So yeah, the great thing about doing the shadows like this is that you don't have to mess around with playing with any particular section. You can just do the whole thing in one go. There's not really much variation. It doesn't really vary the color within the shadows too much, so let's change the music. It's not gonna work, hold on. Yeah, so that's one downside, is it doesn't really, like if you were to do the shadows yourself, maybe you might tint the color slightly to be something else, but you know, for the sake of speed, it's much better to do it this way, I think. Yeah, texture really works for this guy because he's a zombie. Thanks, Pip Pop Pop. Appreciate it. Mitchell says the Apple Pencil has a screw-in nib that likes to unscrew itself sometimes. Yeah, that's happened on occasion to me. Not very often though, so I don't think that's too much of a problem. Bobby Bear, hey Abel, will you do a video on plants and other scenery things? Maybe one day. Honestly, I don't draw enough sceneries. So it's not something I do very often, which is a bit silly because I should. I'm a bit out of practice on that, but when I'm drawing comics, I definitely will be doing that. So maybe I'll do some live streams with drawing comics eventually, and you'll see some exteriors and interiors and plants and all sorts of stuff. But I am definitely rusty, so because I'm so focused on character illustration and design that does get a bit neglected, which is not good. I really do want to get back into comics. I keep saying that all the time. I was starting to make progress before my life collapsed around me, which is very annoying. But yeah, as soon as I move as soon as I move into my new house, it's game on. I'm gonna try and get back into my writing schedule, and I've got some pages already drawn that I need to continue with. So I'm looking forward to getting on that challenge again. But there's so much to do now. Like, I think I might be spreading myself a bit too thin sometimes. And comics are such, they're like a full-time job in themselves. But, you know, it's about prioritizing that, I suppose. Maybe I should make a deal that I should finish my Let's Draw Fantasy prompt list and then focus on my story. I think that could be a good idea. No worries, JR. Thanks for joining. Topiti says, how much does making this take for you? I believe you mean how long does it take? It takes a while. I always say that it takes me too long. Let's have a look here. Statistics. Yeah, we're on 7 hours 42 minutes now. So it's taken me a while with the Crystal Clans work, which was another board game I did. Board game artwork. I was doing them a lot quicker. I think the maximum was probably around 8 hours. But some of them I was doing in 4 hours, which is actually really quick. But I think you can tell when someone does things too quickly. And while I do want it to be quick, because it's not about like being lazy or anything, it's more about just, I don't like staring at the one thing too long, because I tend to just get sick of looking at it. And I don't like feeling like that about my work. Like, you start to second guess everything, and you can play head games with me. So yeah, I like to do things a bit quicker nowadays. Yeah, quicker and smarter, really. Not particularly rushed, but making choices that make things easier. But we're almost finished this guy, so it won't be too much longer. We do need to do a few more things after this, actually. Things that I should not forget. Oh, John RC. Awesome seeing your artwork develop over the years, from good old picture mag pin-ups through to comics, gaming magazines, and now the gaming world. Kick ass. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It always blows me away when people mention some of the things that I used to do. Yeah, I was just a young lad back then. It's my birthday next week, just so you all know. I am turning 37. It's a bit sad, hey? Oh my goodness, I'm getting old. It's alright, I don't mind getting old, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. Bobby Bear, are your characters from imagination, or do you search things online? Well, what I'm working on right now is for a client, so they've given me the idea of what to draw. Proper descriptions and whatnot, and visual reference. But yeah, most of my personal work is just from my imagination. An online repository for my sketchbooks. I do have... The only thing I have really is 4 years worth of my digital Patreon sketchbooks, which are available on my online store and Gumtree and ArtStation, I think. There's like over 400 pages of art and sketches that I've done over like 4 years, I think. So there's heaps of stuff in it. So if you're interested, you can go and check that out. I have had a few people ask me actually when my physical products are coming back to the store because I turned them off a few months ago. And the answer to that question is I don't know. But, well, maybe when I move house, I can think about bringing them back. But to be honest, like, sending things in the mail at the moment is really quite problematic, because I'm still sending the physical Patreon sketchbooks. I print them out, I get them professionally printed, and I send them out to a whole bunch of patrons every month. But there's some countries that are not even accepting mail. Like, you literally can't send anything to them at the moment. So that's a bit of a pain. Oh, sorry, gonna crack my back. Alright, we're almost done these sort of shadows, and then we'll do some things that I need to do before I don't forget them. Like add the burns and singes to the clothing, and maybe some other stuff that I'm forgetting. A little bit of texture in this sword. Oh, that's something I should mention is I am using one other brush for smudging. So I'll just give you an example here. We'll just chuck that in here. And I'm going to use the smudge tool, and it's on stucco. Actually, I thought it was something else, but stucco. It has a really high contrast texture to it, but the smudge brush just, well, smudges, as you can tell, but that can make some nice sort of texture. It just adds more texture if I do that. That's actually not too bad. A little drastic, but yeah, I was feeling like my work, especially for the Let's Draw Fantasy prompt list, was feeling way too clean. Everything was very, very clean, very, very crisp, and there was not enough texture, and that was driving me bonkers. So with this job in mind, I wanted to make sure that I just added more details, more textures, even though when you zoom out you can't see them. Serena Wade says, I'm new to Procreate. What do you suggest I do to get more comfortable with it? The best thing that you can do is use it heaps, and like, don't be put off that you might not be happy with how it's going. Just like finish something, chuck it away, do something else, finish it. Because I was in that position when I first got my iPad. I wasn't really used to using Procreate. And like, my theory was I was just going to use it for sketching, because sketching is just easy and it just comes really natural to the iPad. But my finishing style, I hadn't worked it out. And then came Crystal Clans, where I drew, I can't really remember how many, but over 100 illustrations, all in Procreate. And well, suffice to say, drawing that much in Procreate, you know, really helped. So yeah, the best thing you can do is just keep doing it, and eventually it'll just feel really good. You'll find brushes that you like. You'll find ways of doing things that just feel right. But yeah, it can be a bit hard when you're learning new things. Okay, I think he's looking pretty good. Oh, no he's not. He needs some shadows on his eyes. And maybe his teeth. Okay. Let's do some... Let's do some burn stuff. How am I going to do this? I don't know. It's kind of like rough it in there, I guess. Kind of forgot to do that actually. Oh well. Maybe a bit of brown. I don't know. Not sure how I feel about that, but anyway. How are we doing? Am I missing lots of questions? Evelyn says, I miss going to conventions and bringing home a couple of new prints. Yeah, I totally get you. My last convention was in March, but I wasn't really exhibiting. I was just there to sign some books. So my last proper convention was like last year sometime. So yeah, I feel ya. I can't wait to get back to doing that sort of stuff. Right, I'm just gonna change. You know what? I lied before because I use airbrush brushes as well. I kind of just forgot that I do that. I don't use it a lot. So I'm just going to change some of the flames and add some... Ooh, geez, what did I do? Let's add some darker orange. And some bright yellow. And then I usually chuck a new layer on with a clipping mask and just add a little bit of highlight in them. I used to use the flame brush. I used that a lot for crystal clans because there was a clan that was a fire clan. It was literally called Fire Clan, so there's heaps of fire in it. So I used the flame brush for that, but I've decided not to use it here. I kind of like just stylized flames. They don't need to look super real. Next we're going to add some glows. So we'll go to overlay and grab the airbrush. Just chuck a bit on his face too. Make him pop a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Maybe on his hand here. then I'm going to do a highlight layer, and I'm going to put that on add mode, chuck the opacity down, grab my liquid pencil, Tammy2604. Abel, my friend, has questions. 1. How long do you think it takes to go from beginner to advanced at drawing? And 2. How does a newer artist create his own drawing style? I think the first part of your question, how long does it take to go from beginner to advanced? That's a tough question. I think it would just depend how much time you want to put into drawing. I think that's all it would really depend on, and your ability, I guess. But yeah, it really depends on a person. Like, I'm just going to take a guess and say, like, if you draw consistently, share your work, get feedback, and you draw all the time, as much as you can, not all the time, but you know, a couple of times a week, 3 times a week. You know, if you're really passionate about it, I think, you know, in a year, in 2 years, you'll see really good progress, for sure. And hopefully that doesn't sound too daunting to you, because 2 years can go by very quickly. So, and once you look back at your old work, you'll be pretty amazed, I think, because you can really see progress. There was the second part of that question. What was it? I've lost it. Oh yeah, the style question again. That just comes with working a lot. Having influences, experimenting, finding little things that you enjoy and just adding it to your arsenal of abilities, and eventually your style will grow from that. So I wouldn't stress too much about not having a style, because it will definitely come to you, maybe even without you even like realizing. Try not to get too carried away with these highlights, because it's just too much fun to add them, but you gotta know when to stop. I think that'll do. I'm going to now adjust the colors. Evelyn asks, have I ever drawn Disney characters in my style? Yeah, I have actually. There was this one lady that would come and see us at conventions, and she'd commission some original art, and we were doing this series of little sketch cards of Disney characters for her. I think I probably did about 5 or 6, maybe more. I did Maleficent, I did Captain Hook, I did, oh my god, what's her name, from the villain from Little Mermaid? I want to say Ursula, but that could be wrong. And I did Jack and Sally. I can't remember who else I did. Right, so I've been adding a bit of blue kind of mist to these characters. Maybe I can show you an example. There's a little bit on here, but you can't really tell. So I'll just do it and show you. It's just a way of me basically pushing back and creating a bit more depth. But also, like, these are kind of spooky characters, so I feel it kind of fits. Who was that? The amazing Tim Tam. Welcome. So yeah, this looks really weird at the moment, but you'll find out what I'm doing very shortly. This could be a bit overkill. We'll find out in a minute. This could be way too overkill. And definitely like pushing back this leg, for example, because it's further in the distance, is definitely going to help if I do this. That looks a bit rough, actually. Oh my goodness, super chat, holy moly. Thank you so much. 3D by Risenblatt. Your streams are the best while working, so thank you. Aw, he didn't even have a question. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Gosh, I kind of forgot that was a thing. That's right. Alina Alien, you told some time ago that you want to make some how to draw videos or something like that. What do you think of it now? It's happening. It's going to happen. I'm in the process of doing that at the moment, actually. They're not really... They're kind of how to draw videos. Like, they're videos where I'm going to be going through my process, kind of like I am here, but I might talk a little bit more in depth about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And, you know, it'll be in a video format that you can... It'll be very concise, whereas the streams I'm just rambling and doing all sorts of things. So stay tuned for that. That definitely is going to happen. Just not sure exactly when it'll be out. Amelia, oh my god. Thank you so much, Amelia. You're amazing. You guys. No, it's really good to be back. So thank you all for making me feel so welcome and being patient with me as well while I've been away. You're seriously the best fans, followers, subscribers, watchers that I could ask for. Like, holy moly, thank you. If you've got a question, super chatters, please chuck them to me. I'm happy to answer your questions or Whatever you would like. I really need to just change this because it was looking really ridiculous. So I'm going to go down to the blend mode and we're just going to see what happens. Soft light. Hue. Oh, color. Okay. That's kind of cool, actually. I mean, it really pushes it back, doesn't it? And I kind of like that. Even though it's so strong, I do like that. It's just a bit jarring here. Especially with the flame, that doesn't really make sense. So I might have to get rid of that flame. Or go down to airbrushing and kind of blend it out a bit better. No, I really like it. I really like that color. Damn it. Maybe it is too much. What do you guys think? Is it too much? $4:32 HEC. It is. Oh, it's 10:25 p.m. in Tasmania. I thought I was going to stream till 10 o'clock. That's all right. We're getting some good work done, so it's okay. Rhyme has a quick question about Abel. I have started to delve into watercolors using cheap Faber-Castell before splurging on the Koi set. Having trouble with colors running into each other. Do you have any tips? Yeah, I guess you gotta wait. If you don't want the colors to like really run into each, do you mean like on the canvas, on your paper, or do you mean like on the palette? If you mean on the paper, I would assume you gotta wait. Like if you put down a color, wait for it to dry, and then do your next bit. It's still gonna blend, but it won't be. If you just do water on water or color on color without letting it dry, it's gonna turn into a bit of a mess because you're not allowing it to dry. I think that's what you mean. Crafty Geek says, lol, that pop-up of you with the cash is hilarious and adorable. Thanks. I thought it was pretty funny too. I think Elena Alien says, I think you need to lower the opacity a bit. Yeah, you could be right there. It's a bit extreme, isn't it? I always like to, I do these things and then I'll come back tomorrow and I'll look at it with fresh eyes and I'll know exactly what is wrong or what I need to do to, just finish it off, so. Sometimes, like I said, you could be staring at something, just for too long. And that can be a problem. I might actually duplicate that. Put it on normal. And lighten it a bit. Oh! Jeepers creepers. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how much currency that is. Thank you so much, Mandar Kamalaka. I'm so bad at saying people's names. No, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the support you guys give me. What currency is that? I don't know what that is. Prin Payukal. Can I meet you in person, please? Prin. No, you can't. Prin is my ex-workmate and friend. He's a troll. Just don't listen to Prin. He just says silly things. Yeah, Prin, you can meet me in person. Let's go for lunch. What day is it? It's Tuesday. Why don't we go for lunch tomorrow? Let's do it, man. Come on. We'll go get some Nando's. Fenris, yeah, maybe it should be toned down a little bit, this blue. It's going a bit crazy. Maybe it doesn't even need it at all. I'm gonna leave it there for now, and then when I come back in the morning, I may just decide to get rid of it. So we'll see. I'm not convinced I'm finished. I'm not convinced. I feel like we're kind of missing something. Where's my airbrush? Whoa. Oh, that's right. Where have my highlights gone? There they are. I think I needed some... See, that glow just looks like fire now. That's not what I want. Hope you guys like the music this time. Adrian von Ziegler. Check him out on YouTube and Spotify. He's an independent musician and he's a really, really nice guy too. So fully support Adrian. Hopefully he doesn't mind me streaming his music. Oh, more flames down here that I totally forgot about. Maybe this is the wrong color. Print vehicle. Oh, he's given us a unicorn as well in the chat. That's amazing. Thanks, Prin. $1.99. He's hilarious. There you are. I give you a unicorn. Man, thank you so much for your unicorn. I really appreciate that. Oh, jeez. Sasha, is that your using for the fire from your brush set? Yes, it is. It's the same brush that I was using for almost everything. Oh, actually, no, sorry, it's not from my brush set, but it will be in the next brush set. So it's just this one here. It's a new one I just made a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, it'll be in the next one. Alina! Oh my goodness! Thank you so much! You're amazing, Alina. You're all amazing for coming in here, and yeah, thank you for chucking that bit of support to me. I appreciate it. Prince says you owe me a Nando burger. Prin, a Nando burger is worth more than $1.99, my friend. There we go, there's the super chat. It's a bit delayed on the actual channel, but anyway. Yeah, money! That little icon is ridiculous. I can't thank you guys enough. Seriously, like I don't come on here to get tips and things like that. So all I can say is that I really appreciate you guys. Mwah. Abel, can you remind us where we can grab your brush sets? Yes. You can get them from martinableart.com. If you just click on the store, you should be able to find them that way. Or if you just search for Able Art on Gumroad, gumroad.com. It's probably better to get it from my store because nobody takes a cut of the money of that. So let's see if I can just type it in here. martinableart.com. There you go. Oh, does that work? It looks weird. I'm not sure if that link worked. Prin is trying to scam. Yeah, that's just typical Prin. Prin's always trying to scam something. Grim J. Hi Martin, I was wondering if you had any advice for someone who is very nervous, wants to try and get their work out there for people to see and maybe want. Well, I've known people, like one of my best friends growing up, he was... Unfortunately, we're not friends anymore, which really makes me sad, and I haven't seen him for about 10, maybe 15 years, but he was one of my best friends. We spent many, many years together, and he was an amazing artist, like really, really, really good. But he never put his work out there. I don't know why. I don't know if it was nerves or he just... I don't know, some people find it very hard. Katarina, thank you. You guys are killing me with your generosity. Yes, thank you, Katarina. You're amazing. I'm glad you could catch the stream because I think I've seen you on YouTube. You've left some comments recently that were really nice, so I appreciate you popping in. Yeah, but as for Grim J, just do it, man. Just get your work out there. Don't be nervous about it. There's nothing to be nervous about. Just either people like it or they don't like it. Most people won't tell you that they don't like it. There's only a very small minority of people who are going to be trolls, who are just going to stir you. But most people are just really, really nice. And when you get some compliments on your work, man, that'll just give you a bit of a boost. Just get it out there, dude. Seriously. It's going to be the best thing for you, is just to break through that wall and go for it. Oops, my iPad turned off. There we go. Yes. Well, you guys can maybe just Google the brush set, you'll find them. Mendar, no worries, man. Or lady. You're most welcome. Eugene, would you prepare your amazing brush set for Photoshop customers? Users would be very appreciative for it. Unfortunately, I probably won't because I personally don't use Photoshop, and I don't know how. I'd have to learn how to make brushes in there, and I've never done it before, so making brushes was a completely new thing for me in Procreate. I'd never really dabbled with custom brushes at all. So, yeah, I just don't know how to do that. Oh my god, bold play! What currency is that? Well, we had this... Is this the same currency as the other person, isn't it? I don't know. What is that, man? Bold play? Thank you so much for whatever it is. Amazing. Amazing people. I don't feel worthy of this. Where's the music gone? Excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of coffee. Gosh. I'm getting overwhelmed with your generosity. It's making me choke up. But yeah, thank you. Every little bit helps. It really does. But that's not why I'm here, guys. But I do appreciate it. Indian rupees. Okay. Awesome. That's cool. Alright, so I think we're almost finished, but I feel like it's lacking something, so I feel like I need to duplicate everything, flatten it, so now we've just got one layer, and I'm going to play with the hue. Yeah, and just boost those colors. That seems to happen to me a lot. I kind of just default make things quite dull. Don't know why I do that, but there you go. I don't know. Kind of like him a little bit dull, like on his face. It's hardly noticeable, actually. You probably can't even see what I'm doing now. We can also do like really random things. I tend to just, at this stage I play around so much it gets like to a point where I just gotta stop. But we can do fun things like this. Shunk. Oh, that's because I erased it. That's annoying. How am I gonna fix that? We're gonna delete it and chuck it in here, and yeah, there we go. Yeah, like, whoa, like that. And then do crazy things. Oh, look at that. That looks so cool. I don't know why I would do that, but it looks cool, doesn't it? It just makes me giggle. Hearn asks, where did you start sharing your work? MySpace, I guess. Well, firstly, my website back in the day, then MySpace, then Facebook, and then Instagram. So it's mostly just Instagram now. Yes, it's very ghostly. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I think what we do. Oh man. Let me zoom out and see what he looks like with the rest of them. Nah, he doesn't match. I feel like he has to match a little bit, so I can't go that extreme. It's cool though. I like it. Maybe I'll just use part of it, so we'll erase the top half. Too drastic? I don't know. I might be able to get rid of this now, actually. Yeah, it's at that point where I'm just like staring at it and wondering if it looks any good, you know? Like, do the shadows need to be darker? What do you guys think? Yeah, fire and ice zombie. I think I might be going a bit too much with this, actually, to be honest. Yeah, let's just tone it down a bit. One last thing that I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight, is I might just make this sword pop a little bit more. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing just yet, but... Ooh. I think I'm done. I think I'm just messing around with it now. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been really good to be back live streaming. I've had a good time. Definitely need more coffee, even though it's almost 11 p.m. Maybe I should have tea instead. Oh, Evelyn's going. Okay, I've got to read some HP5 to my son, so unfortunately I must say goodnight. Good night, Evelyn. Thank you so much for staying with us. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see all the familiar names from previous streams. Yeah, and we're just about done anyway, so good timing. Did I miss any messages? I don't think I did. Yeah, Fenris definitely, yeah. If he didn't have to be alongside the other characters, I think it would work better, but I'll have another look at him in the morning and see how I feel, and then send it to the client, and hopefully they like it. But yeah, he's been really fun. Oh, Wheeze, yes, you joined at the end. I'm gonna head off soon. Tammy, thanks for stopping in. Siobhan says, so strange when you say goodnight, it's just 2 p.m. here. Yeah. Time zones. They're very strange things. well, I think that's it. I think that's it for me. So, yeah, we did the thing. Let's just have a quick look at the time-lapse replay. We didn't draw this today, but it was around about there. That's where we started. So we did a little bit of chainmail there, or scale mail, and then we did the boring bits, and slowly but surely we changed the line color, then we added the flames, then we had a break, then we came back and we did the shadows, and then we did some glowy bits. I messed around with the colors for a while. We did some crazy ghosting effects. Yeah, he looks really cool like that, doesn't he? And that's it. I think I'm definitely going to play with him a bit more. I think on stream he's appearing a lot lighter than he actually is on my iPad, because I'm looking at two screens here, and yeah. So he's a little bit darker than that in real life. John Nutty, chuck me some questions now, man. If you've got a quick question, I don't mind answering a couple of questions before I leave. What else can I show you while I'm here? Well, this was the first one I did. I'm going to be revisiting this dude because I was using a different brush for his line work, and you can tell it's a bit... Like, I really enjoy the brush. It's one of my brushes I made, but I never intended it to be used for final art. So I'm going to do the painful thing and go back and redo it. Not redo it, but just redo the lines. John Nutty has a question. Do you need a PC for a art tablet or art screen thingy? Lol. Very technical question there. I'm using an iPad, so let me just change the screen. Where are we? There we go. You can see me up close. Yeah, so I'm just using an iPad, and it's the best thing ever. Way better than a computer, and because you can take it anywhere you want. You know, eventually when we travel, you know, you can take it on the plane. The battery life is pretty good. I haven't taken this out much lately, but you know, you should be able to get 4 hours out of it, I would hope. Yeah, you know, it's just like really, really portable. So I would recommend an iPad, but you know, go and try one out in the store first. So yeah, no, you don't need a PC or anything, man. You just need an iPad. That's it. If anyone else has any other questions, now is your chance. Chuck them to me. Yeah, this guy was fun. That's the wrong one, actually. I can't remember how much this one costs. They're quite expensive, but it's worth it. Tammy has one last question, and it is, why is Goose so cute? I've asked myself that so many times. I don't know why she's so cute, but she is pretty damn adorable. Maybe I'll probably have her in here next stream. We can have some dog time. John RC, when are commissions opening up again? I don't know. I'm going to be pretty busy, I think, for the next couple of months. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm terrible with commissions. I really am. But you know, it'll happen one day. One day I'll open them back up. Yeah, I think I'd like to get. Obviously, I'm doing this job, and that's going to take up a bit of time. But I'd like to focus on getting this Let's Draw Fantasy thing finished after I move house. After that's done, I wanted to get onto my comic books. But maybe I can schedule a bit of time in between the comic, like before I start delve into the comic stuff. Maybe I can do some commissions then. But I'm thinking just like smaller originals. I really like to work small these days, so hopefully that interests you. 3D by Rosenblatt asks what time it is. It's 10:55 p.m. Thanks, Wiglord. Yes, it's going to be hard to find an iPad. I was really, really lucky to find this. I went to like 3 different stores here in Tasmania and nobody had it. I just got really lucky that I ended up disappointed, and I was walking through the city and then I saw a Mac reseller, which I don't know why that didn't occur to me to go there first, but I went in there and they had one iPad. They're like, I'll buy it, give it to me. But then they didn't have a pen, so I was like, really? Damn it. So nobody had a pen either, except for this one store that was another like 30 minutes drive away, and I literally had like 35 minutes to drive there before it closed, and so I was racing to get there because I needed it. But yeah, everything's out of stock, like just all kinds of electronic stuff, webcams and all sorts of stuff, because everybody wants them. The names of the other factions I don't know yet, so I'm getting the information on a slow schedule. So it'll be new to me, and it'll be new to you because I can share the process as we go along, which is going to be really cool. But yeah, Sam Lease, are you working on a graphic novel? I'm going to say kind of, because I'm not working on it right now, and I don't think I even have it on my iPad, because this is brand new, so I don't have it on here. But yeah, that's the plan. I do want to do that stuff. Yes, I think this is the 1 terabyte version. I'm really terrible with technical stuff, but I believe it is. Where's my storage? I don't even know where it is because I'm computer illiterate. iPad storage. Oh, no, this is the 256 gigabyte one. There you go. I don't think there is a terabyte one. I don't think there is one. I could be wrong. Oh, thanks, Miss Fairy Violet. It was cool to see you in here again, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay safe out there. Jerry asks, do you get paid per hour or illustration? I get paid per illustration. So, yeah. It's good to calculate kind of how many hours you do spend on something, though, because then you can make sure that, well, you're not spending too much time on it. Not that that's a bad thing, it's good to put effort in, but you know, you don't want to be taking a whole week to do one illustration if they're only paying you like $100 or something. So, well, that would be a bad pay rate if you ask me. Peace out, Fenris. Thanks for joining. All right, I think that's it for all my questions. I'm sorry if I missed any. I'm going to head off now because I really need to wrap this up. But thanks again for joining me. Thank you for all the super chats and the generosity. Just thank you. And I'll be back soon. I don't know when, but we'll do another one. All right? Cool. You guys are amazing. And I'll catch you very, very soon. Bye for now.